Hello, and welcome to Stasis Pod, the Transformers Headmasters podcast. I'm Rob.
I'm Jen.
And I'm David.
And today, in our Between Seasons episode, we are looking at an episode of Transformers Headmasters from 1987 from Japan. But we are not just watching any version of this episode. We are watching the famous / infamous Omni Productions dub.
Oh,
And I will note that over at Radio Free Cybertron, they do actually have a podcast dedicated to the series now called What Happened to the Headmasters.
Yes.
Which I am totally going to do my best to guest on at some point, because come on.
It is a fun show. I mean, this show is fun because, okay, so, Omni Productions, they're based in Hong Kong. They dubbed like a ton of stuff in the 80s, a bunch of Godzilla movies, Shaw Brothers movies,
most notably for me, it was Godzilla vs. Megalon. And did they?
Okay, is that the version they did? So I haven't seen the MST3K episode. Do they do a dubbed version of that or a subtitled one?
Of course they did a dub version.
Okay.
Megalon or Gigan, I forget. One of those is definitely Omni, and it's like ridiculous. Maybe it's Gigan. It's such a weird dub.
Yeah, that was something I discovered at one point,
movie,
just flipping through channels on cable on a Saturday afternoon. I was like, wait a minute, that guy sounds like Headmasters Galvatron.
And I think they also did like those Godfrey Ho ninja movies.
Oh,
yes,
wow,
they definitely did some ninja stuff that I also saw flipping through actual broadcast TV back in Columbus late at night. Someone was showing those, and again, I was like, oh my god, that's Headmasters Galvatron.
Like, you've seen... Oh, go ahead.
And naturally, I then proceeded to actually leave it on, because I'm not gonna not have that on.
And you've seen these clips on like YouTube. It's a bunch of like colorfully garbed ninjas, sometimes with ninja written on their headbands.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they're answering Garfield phones. And in a Transformers Connection, there is a scene in which a message is conveyed from the evil ninjas to the good ninja, played by a white guy, via what appears to be a knockoff Omega Supreme.
Nice.
Oh yeah, it's an Omega Supreme like missing his arms or something. It was stitching together a Hong Kong movie with new footage that was so strange and bizarre.
So, as you can imagine, this is not the highest budgeted of productions. And
No.
I think they have like 5 voice actors.
That's saying
It's
more than
amazing.
actually is probably true. I think there's only 3.
Well, there are definitely at least 2 men, and there's a woman.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
one of them, they have to have a woman to be RC, Daniel, and Carly.
It's the He-Man principle. You need to have at least one woman, and she will have to do all the lady parts.
Well, to be fair, that's kind of the Transformers too. G.I. Joe, I think, had more. 2? Maybe?
Oh, I like Scarlet, Lady J, and the Baroness. Those were all like 3 different women.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't think there was a lot of doubling up in G1. Susan Blue didn't really, I mean, apart from like maybe one-off background characters who get like a scream or something, for the most part, they would actually have different people being different characters. Susan Blue wasn't really anybody until she was RC. Morgan Lofting was in, the early stuff, I believe, is Carly, and
yeah,
so for the most part, they didn't really have a lot more overlap than your average, Batman getting Kevin Conroy to do that one guy up in a blimp who has 2 lines.
And who just kind of sounds like drunk Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. So this particular, now I first came to know Headmasters, the dub, and this is sort of why I am very much a big proponent of this series. When I was in high school in the mid-90s, a friend of mine who did some stuff with my fanzine, Sean Ryan, he sent me a copy of a VHS tape that he had gotten from someone else. So this is already like several generations of copies, that had 4 raw Japanese Headmasters episodes. One English one, which is the episode called Life Can Be Sacrificed for Peace on Earth, which you know is the episode title because at the beginning the guy goes, Life can be sacrificed for peace on Earth. And then 4 dubbed episodes of Victory, which gave me my soft spot for Victory, and the dubs were not quite as hilarious. But yes, the episode we're going to watch today, comes from a DVD that I picked up in England in the mid-aughts, so 2005, 2006. It has 4 episodes on it, and in keeping with that, the cover art has Starsaber on it, who we will call Sir not appearing on this DVD, except in the opening credits, because every episode has the Victory opening credits, which really seems unfair, because Victory is, I mean, better than this.
Yeah, and it got my hopes.
I mean, I'm just gonna say here that it just kind of amazes me how stuff like this was able to, like, get around the world pre-internet. Where you'd have
well, that
I know, and that was
like physical media.
all you had to do. You did fan subs.
You might as well be monks exchanging illuminated manuscripts.
Yeah, tape trading.
Yeah, people, it was really cool. It was really interesting being involved with stuff in those days, because you would find out about stuff like the Unicron prototype from G1, because someone sent you a photocopied picture of it from like something. And yeah, it was kind of neat. I'll say that when I took this tape with me a couple times to BotCons. At BotCon 96, which is sort of notorious for not really having any after-hours entertainment.
But there was cake and water. What more could you ask for?
Yes, there was cake and water. At one point, a bunch of us commandeered a TV cart, which those of you who were in school in the 80s and 90s will remember as a thing that existed.
But
and
it existed beyond that at anime conventions well into the aughts.
I mean, for our younger viewers, or younger listeners, we are collectively 1 zillion years old.
Yeah.
We might as well be talking to them about daguerreotypes.
But I brought that.
Daguerreotype.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Yes, it is.
So I brought that tape out, and everyone watching it, this was like probably the first time most of them had seen any of the Japanese Transformers stuff, and it was like, oh my god. Like, just reverent silence. And then a few years later, you know, the internet wasn't quite what it is now, certainly, but there was a lot more communication. But a few years later, I brought it, and the reaction was, this is the most hilarious thing. And it just became this alt-toys Transformers consuming meme factory. Whereas previously, because this was like, I mean, the word I would usually use was, this was like apocrypha. So it was like, oh my god, this is stuff we've never seen before. Whereas, yeah, now we've seen it. Now I have, you know, we have DVDs. I know floating out there somewhere, someone did a set that uses, I think at the time it was the Laserdisc video, so it actually is not 12th generation VHS quality, but with the English soundtrack, so you can actually get viewable video quality.
Oh, I don't know.
With that soundtrack.
That
and
kind of feels wrong to me. You should have the grainy video with the bad dub. That's how things work.
You should have it so that when the last episode ends, you are dumped into the middle of an episode of Wildcat, which was the experience of my tape.
They're heroes, not zeros.
Yes, so I have heard. Hey, Bob Forward worked on that show.
Oh, jeez.
So yes, this DVD has the first 6 episodes on it, which are 4 Soldiers from the Sky, The Tale of the Master Star, The Birth of a New Leader, The Resurrected Billy Against the Decepticons, The Revolt on Planet Pistol, and the episode that I chose to force upon everyone this time, The Evil Meteor. Which I will note, was my friend Steve Stonebreaker's favorite episode of the Headmasters dub, even above and beyond life can be sacrificed for peace on Earth.
Oh. So, this is more properly titled Approach of the Demon Meteorite. It first aired August 7th, 1987, and written by Keisuke Fujikawa, who also wrote Four Warriors Come Out of the Sky, which is, I believe, the first episode. And also wrote all the lyrics for the songs that are featured on this show.
Oh. Really? Oh.
Yes.
That's interesting. Sadly, we don't get any of those because we get the victory opening.
It says he also worked on Space Battleship Yamato, which I have heard of.
Yamato!
Dirugger XV, which I have not heard of.
You would know that as Vehicle Voltron.
Oh, okay, I do know that. And Grandizer.
I think. Wait, let me check my information.
Cool.
I'm gonna go through.
I do know of Vehicle Voltron.
Okay, yeah, I was right.
Vehicle Voltron.
For a second, my old Japanimation information said, "Are you sure that's right?" It's like, yes, I was right.
I mean, I call it old because you're talking about Japanimation.
Yes.
Well, that's how this fits. This fits in with the tape trading era, as Jen was saying. The fan sub things where you would trade 5th generation tapes back and forth, and in the credits they would have personal attacks against people who had slighted the fan subbers. Which is a thing that's been going on Twitter recently, pictures of old fan subs. It's just such a weird thing.
Okay, I guess I do know Grandizer because it was part of the Shogun Warriors.
Aha! Yes. They fought Red Ronin.
Yes. In space, and after that victory intro, which nobody from that intro is appearing in this show.
Victory!
No. I do like setting the victory opening to my ringtone when I am attending Transformers-related events.
But I think we learn right away why Jen picked this episode, because we open with the aerial bots.
Yay!
Yes.
They're on a super stock, season 3 resources shuttle. It's the most basic Autobot shuttle. Which I guess is fine. I mean, they have those.
But it turns out for a bunch of guys who turn into jets, they are not good at actually flying things. Because this meteor speeds right towards them and they're all, hey, don't worry about it. And then, wait, is it going right towards us? When it is obviously going right towards them.
Yes.
And thus begins the mispronunciations. They call it an exhibition ship.
Yes.
Yes, the exhibition ship. For the exhibition.
And they get, either it is bending them out of shape or they are super high right now.
It does kind of have that, you kind of see that as being the beginning of one of those psychedelic sequences you get in things sometimes to indicate that the characters are super high right now.
I'm pretty sure White Rabbit is about to start playing.
Pretty much.
One meteor makes you bendy and another.
I would, as a point of honor, point out which aerial bots are doing what here, but it's completely irrelevant. They're just basically stock Autobots.
Yeah, we just needed guys to put on this ship to get all bendy.
Yes, to get all bent out of shape.
And I think this is where we can note that everybody is Australian.
Yeah, I don't know.
Weird.
Do we know where Omni Productions was headquartered?
Hong Kong.
It was in Hong
Okay.
Kong, but they had
'Cause
English
everyone
speakers,
has
but
that
only
sort of,
sorta.
yeah, these sort of odd, like, non-committal accents that just don't sound like they belong to anywhere in particular, but Australian is probably the closest, yeah.
I mean, apparently it was founded by a British guy, Rick Thomas, who was in the British Special Forces, fought in Vietnam, and then settled in Hong Kong and founded this dub studio.
Oh,
Wow.
that's
Wow.
So he's
so much weirder.
and he's Galvatron.
Oh, okay, so that's why he's the one who's in everything that I come across that I recognize as being them.
Oh.
That's appropriate.
Yes. I mean, I figure, if you're in Hong Kong, the English-speaking people you're going to get are either Australians or British people.
Yeah.
Predominantly, but
No,
they're trying for
going
a
back over
accentless thing, and it's not quite working.
Going over the opening here, again, I will point out that it's Fireflight who draws attention to the meteor by going, "Hey, what's that? Hey, what's that?"
Yeah, the translation is...
It's not good.
I think it's largely literal, probably, but it's so literal it's dull
I mean, it's...
or mad.
It's not just the translation, it's the acting is terrible.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, the acting is
All
terrible.
of the acting is just super bland, like the ship starts bending and they're just like, "Oh no, the ship's bending."
But my absolute favorite part of the voice acting, we don't see it with the Aerobots, but we see it later on. Every character who has like a faceplate, like Chrome Dome, who we see later, they...
Oh god, Goldbug. Goldbug's voice is so bad.
Because they just interpret that as they do the voice acting with their hand over their mouth.
They all just talk like this when they have a face mask.
Listen, I want to hear these guys redub The Dark Knight Rises. Crashing this plane with no survivors.
Yeah, it's like there's not enough energy or action. Like our beloved non-diegetic Bane, like he's projecting while covering his mouth effectively. So he sounds impressive, but not in the movie. This is just like, yeah, I'm bored. There's something outside the window.
It doesn't matter who we are. What matters is our plan.
I will have to see if I can get like at least this one episode to stick on YouTube for some amount of time. I know mostly what's up there is just clips, but definitely if you're not familiar with what we're talking about, go and look up Headmasters dub on YouTube and just assume that all the voice acting is at about that same level of,
Yeah,
oh
when we put the
no!
episode up, you should put this up too.
It's so good.
So Optimus, or rather Ultra Magnus, is very alarmed, or at least we have to assume he is, because there is no alarm in his voice. And he sends the Technobots to rescue them, but he sends them to Earth, I think?
Is it Earth? It's confusing to tell
to be
where
Earth.
I mean, do we see the aerial bots again in this episode? I don't think they get
No.
rescued.
No?
Do they even appear in Headmasters again?
They're just adrift out there somewhere.
That's it. That's the end of the Aerobots. They're dead now.
No, apparently they do show up eventually.
Okay, good. Cause I would be kinda disappointed about that. That would be kinda
because that's
grim.
kind of what happens to them in the Rebirth, too. They'll get shot up by Six Shot, and then that's the last we see of them.
Yeah, but then everyone gets brought back to
That's
life
true.
at the end of that.
Anyway, so...
There is more than one parallel with Rebirth in this episode, though, which we will eventually get to.
Yes. So yeah, Ultra Magnus sends out the Technobots, and we cut back to Char, the barren, lava-encased planet that we first saw back in Five Faces of Darkness.
Yeah, which is where they seem to hang out in Headmasters most of the time when they're not, I don't know, doing other things.
Galvatron's very...
Like showing up on Earth and making stupid threats.
Yes. So yeah, this asteroid is a Decepticon weapon and is being sent to the Autobot base on Sydnia?
Yeah, what?
I don't know what the deal is with Sydney.
I mean, I guess it's all a bunch of Australians.
It's just,
So it's,
yeah,
that is apparently...
Although,
that's where they
apparently...
live.
according to the wiki, it's Athenia?
It is Athenia, yes, which is the planet also from Five Faces of Darkness, where The Autobots have the Galactic Olympics.
But somehow that becomes Sydney in this, and at one point, Galvatron shouts to get Scorch. Who's Scorch?
I have no idea.
I assume they mean Scourge, just they don't know how to pronounce things like people.
But they never say his name ever again in the episode, so, like, there's a few instances of that, and when somebody says somebody's name, and I'm like, who is that? They're not on screen, what are you talking about?
You mean like Billy or Spaceship Bruce?
Yeah, we should get into the names here. So,
Well, they never actually say Billy in this episode. Billy talks. Billy.
They do call Spike
No.
They do call Spike Sparkle a whole bunch of times.
Oh, yeah. Wait, was
Yes.
Billy Blur or Blaster? I can't.
Billy is Blaster, Blur is Wally.
Oh, right.
Which
Wally
I think
Blur.
which I think they might have come from like a misinterpretation of an English script where Wally Burr played Burr.
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah, that's the only thing that I can think of any connection with Blur and the name Wally is that Wally Burr's name would have been credited somewhere in some of this, and maybe they got confused.
Your guess is as good as mine with Spaceship Bruce, though.
Yeah, what? I have that in large letters with exclamation points and question marks.
I have it with little hearts drawn around it because I love it.
It's adorable, but it's like out of nowhere.
Spaceship Bruce.
And it's not in this episode, but there's an episode, I think fairly early on, where Soundwave gets destroyed and brought back as Sound Blaster, and he's referred to as New Soundwave.
Yes, just exclusively just new Soundwave. It's pretty, it's pretty great. Yes, apparently the resurrected Billy fights the Decepticons, because that's the name of that other episode. It was, back in the Apocrypha days of the fandom, it was considered, okay, Headmasters was considered super edgy. And one of the super edgy things that people got really excited about, was Blaster and Soundwave fighting to the death.
Yeah, I know, cause I remember hearing about this cause I never saw these tapes. It's like, ooh, it's awesome. Soundwave and Blaster blow the crap out of each other. It's so great. And then you finally see it, it's like, wow, this is stupid.
They punch each other a couple of times and they fall down.
And then they get brought right back and then, like, is it the next episode?
Yeah, Code of Hero it is not.
That's the thing that no one ever mentioned when they would talk about how edgy Headmasters was that they just get brought right back, and it's like, okay then. Also, people thought Victory was edgy, and I'm like, I don't know.
Victory might be better than this.
I mean, I guess some characters die at the end because it's the common, like, the regular anime arc where all the bad guys either die in the last couple episodes or are redeemed. So, I mean, that's not that edgy. I'm sorry, 1995 Transformers fandom, that's not that edgy.
But believe it or not, in like...
Meanwhile, back on the planet Cyberdon.
Yeah, Cybertron.
Occasionally Cyberdon, but
Yes.
mostly Cyberton.
It's Cyberdon at least once.
I believe that's the robot version of the guy who really wanted that Headmaster RC.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, the Technobots have been sent out as a rescue team to Earth, ? And then somebody starts shooting him, and then they think, hey, it can't be the Decepticons. The Decepticons wouldn't have the brains to shoot at us from on top of a cliff.
Wait, now, before they say that, before they accuse the Decepticons of being stupid, one of them points out, they're discussing the nature of this meteor, and one of them points out that, it's a very big universe. It could be a rogue meteor.
Yes.
Sure.
It's the meteor that can't touch you, Remy.
God damn it. No. So yeah, and then they're shot at.
So yeah, it turns out it is indeed Cyclonus and the Terracons, soon to be in stores near you.
After G1 Cyclonus, who is Roger Carmel, has an amazing voice, This is no Roger Carmel.
No.
It's a very disappointing Cyclonus.
I'm just going to imagine this is what he sounds like in Lost Light.
Oh no.
Although honestly, Roger Carmel also kind of works for that.
Yeah, I tend to hear the Roger Carmel voice, but then I hear Michael Bell as Brainstorm, and he obviously doesn't have the British accent that actual Brainstorm is supposed to have.
And also, does that mean that when Cyclonus was younger, he sounded like Rainn Wilson?
Maybe.
Because he's going to be playing Harry Mudd on that new Star Trek show.
Ah, that's cool.
Oh.
And,
Wait, Harry Mudd is Cyclonus?
yeah.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
He was one of the very few, I don't know if I'd say A-list, but definitely at least B-list, voice people from the movie who got to stay in for season 3.
Although I think he was...
along with John Mashita.
I think he's in season 2 as well. I think he was Motormaster.
You know, that's... I hear Motormaster's voice in my head, and that definitely sounds like him, yeah.
But
So,
he is definitely...
Maybe he was just doing a lot of voice
I
acting.
mean, he's one of the few, like, actors from Generation 1 who would be known, like, from live-action stuff.
Yeah.
It'd be him and, I guess, Scatman Crothers and, Casey Kasem, for the most part.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
Now I'm confused that Cyclonus doesn't have a fancy mustache.
I mean, he should.
Good.
I mean, he's also not, rotund enough either.
What?
Yeah.
Variable things. Wow, that's... Wow.
Anyway, so yeah, we get a little Technobot Terrorcon fight. I've always kind of been fond of the Terrorcons, and clearly somebody at Hasbro is too.
Yeah.
Again.
Well, I mean, it took them a while, but they are making some pretty sweet Terracons now.
Well, we also got them for Transformers Prime in Beast Hunters.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
We got the little ones.
And there was that little set of them that I guess were like movie ones or something. Or maybe I'm thinking of the Prime ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, they were based on those molds, and they were painted black to look like those demon guys who are working for Quintessa in The Last Night.
Oh,
Give 'em a
okay.
new
I
torso.
actually just got that set about a week ago, and it's very nice.
Cool. Cool.
Although the two guys who attach the legs are terrifyingly well attached, and you're worried you're just going to destroy the whole thing taking them
Oh,
off.
that's not good. I just...
But they look very cool.
My contribution here is that, so the Japanese releases did at least try to write out their English names on the packaging, and Blotz literally just said Butt, B-U-T-T. That was his name in English.
Well, I think that's what he turns into.
That's
Well-
as good a guess as any. You know, a nose monster.
Yes, in fact, Hasbro confirmed this weekend that he is an ogre.
Ah, and not a nose monster.
Not a nose monster or
I guess-
a butt.
I guess Pokemon has cornered the market on nose monsters now.
Wait, is there a Pokemon who's a nose?
It's a rock nose. His name is Nosepass.
What? I thought that was supposed to
Okay,
look like a Maui statue.
You think I'm making
I might
this
think of
up,
the wrong
don't you?
one.
I assume you defeat him with cocaine.
That would be a good idea. They should try that.
Anyway, so they fight. The Autobots send reinforcements in Spaceship Bruce. And of course the Autobots led by Rodimus Prime.
And they talk about how they have to make sure the meteor doesn't hit Cyberton, because Cyberton is the nerve center for the mothership.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know what that means.
I don't think they did either.
Also, there were a couple things that I noticed in this watching that I didn't notice previously, and one of them I would have no reason to have noticed previously. So Blur does not talk fast.
No.
No.
I've realized that he's basically Morty from Rick and Morty. He's just like, "Aw, geez, Rodimus.
Yeah.
Aw, geez. That meteor's gonna hit us." He's just really, like, whiny. And yeah, he just sounds like Morty. Like,
Well,
what
now
the
I just
hell?
kind of wish that, Cup was drunker and surlier.
I'm gonna rate that.
Blair, you gotta get that out of here. I can't be dealing with that right now. I'm busy.
Well, we were already discussing, how, Lost Light Rick and Morty would just be Brainstorm and Tailgate.
Yeah, but I think Brainstorm has more self-awareness.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, so we see the rest of the Autobot cast here, and we also meet everybody's favorite, Daniel Witwickey. And he was, kind of an annoying kid in back in season 3 of Generation 1, and he has apparently de-aged by a couple years here.
Yeah, that's, it's something that sort of bothered me before, but I couldn't really put my finger on what exactly the problem was until this viewing, is that he acts, in season 3 or whatever, he was 10 years old or so. He still looks about that old. It's still the same animation model, but he acts like he's 5.
Yeah.
What the
And
hell?
also,
did they drop him on his head? Is that what happens when you're constantly adventuring with giant robots? Is he just has brain damage now? Also, Wheelie's just an asshole.
And also, Wheelie is, I think, a lady?
Yeah.
Not...
Maybe a Scottish lady?
Well, I don't think Wheelie
It's
is actually
a lady
supposed
trying to sound like an old man, but
I don't think Wheelie is supposed to be female, but Wheelie's voice person does seem to be female, yes. Much like Daniel's is clearly just a woman.
And it is, I know it's not the same actor, but the dubbing performance on Daniel really reminds me of the kid from Pod People.
It's not good.
Which I guess makes Wheelie Trumpy.
I have not seen this, but I will take your word for it.
Oh, it's a mystery science theater classic.
Ah, okay.
It's, I think, like a Spanish movie that's kind of dubbed into English.
More or less. Sort of like this is. It's
like if E.T. had a mother who was just out in the woods eating people.
Great.
I mean, it's a great episode, but it's a bad movie.
Oh, it's French and Spanish. That almost explains the weirdness.
I mean, one might even say that somebody sent them this cheesy movie, the worst they could find.
Huh, what a concept. They could do a whole series like that.
Yeah, gee, they could even bring it back later.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we've got a bigger fight on Earth. The Autobot Headmasters are there. The Decepticon Headmasters are there. Scourge is there. Scourge is super sassy for some reason.
As he's known for being. At some point, Galvatron declares, "Darn it, they must die."
Yes.
But in such a way, it's like, darn it, they must die. It's no enthusiasm. He's just tired, which is really entertaining, but it's odd.
Yes.
I've also got somebody saying devoured by Milo here at some point.
Yes!
So they call the asteroid Milo, or the meteorite Milo.
And this is the way that it goes. Galvatron mentions, they will be devoured by Milo, and one of the headmasters, maybe Weirdwolf, is like, "Milo? What's that?" And he says, "Well, that's the name I've given to the meteorite."
I've also created another one. I named it Otis.
It's like, okay, Galvatron. I mean, admittedly, I think I've mentioned this in other contexts, that I think it's entirely in character for G1 Cyclonus to just be, or not Cyclonus, G1 Galvatron to just be insane and say things like that. Like, that's entirely in character for him to just have this meteorite and name it Milo and just refer to it as that with no context for his troops, so that they're like, "Milo?" He's like, "Well, that's the name I've given to the meteorite."
But hey,
It's like, okay then. It just comes so out of nowhere and it's such a stupid name. It's just one of those moments where you have to pause it and go, what the hell was that? I love the Headmasters stuff.
So yeah, the Decepticon Headmasters is that's Skullcruncher, Mindwipe, and Weirdwolf. But good news, the Autobots have sent reinforcements. But bad news, it's the Throttlebots.
Yeah, good job.
I mean, I'm...
Also, at some point, someone in my notes, I've pointed out that someone says, "I'm really excited now." Just thanks for letting us know.
Yeah, so we've got Chase, the red car, Freeway, the blue car, Goldbug, who is sometimes Bumblebee, and I assume is here. We've got Rollbar, who's a Jeep, Searchlight, who is a white car, and Wideload, who is a teensy dump truck. And there is a fight that has one cool moment. I like when Skullcruncher transforms to Gator mode and just grabs Rollbar and slams him down in his jaws. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, and I think this is something that the wiki actually points out, that they call out, is that there's a lot more physical fighting in Headmasters than there really tended to be in the American series, which tended to just be people shooting at each other.
And also there's this weird peppy music playing.
Yes. Da-da. Da-da-da. It's a variation on the opening credits music, which we would not have heard because we got the victory opening instead.
It sounds like 80s aerobic show music.
Yeah. Yes.
So the Throttlebots get beaten because they're the Throttlebots.
Poor guys.
Spaceship Bruce shows up. The Autobot Headmasters come out. So that's Highbrow, Chrome Dome, Brainstorm, and Hardhead.
So I don't think we clarified that, but Spaceship Bruce is basically just Fortress Maximus's spaceship mode.
Yes.
Because that part is not sentient.
I'm not even sure.
It's really just sort of, the thing that Cerebros combines with, or Fortress in this case. So it's, referred to as a spaceship rather than a person, but for some reason its name is Bruce. I
mean, this animation is mostly not good.
Yes, that is generous.
It's real cheap. There's a lot of bits where it's you can obviously see skipped frames, people just jumping.
It's a step below Generation 1, which did not have great animation in the first place.
Yeah.
No, Takara obviously wanted to continue doing a series, but they either didn't really have a lot of money for it, or didn't actually care that much.
Well, I assume it was a case of, it used to be that, they'd put in some money and Hasbro would put in some money.
Yeah.
But since Hasbro wasn't showing it in the US anymore, Takara was on their own.
And also, it's also fair to point out that, that was Sunbow, and Sunbow was basically, owned by Marvel, who was almost entirely responsible for getting the show put together, for producing the show. So, yeah, there's money stuff going on.
Yeah. Because I think this is probably around the same time that Marvel was being bought by Roger Corman.
Oh, maybe.
Oh.
Yeah, they were briefly owned by New World Productions, which was Corman's production company.
Oh. That's cool.
Yeah. So there's a fight, and the Throttlebots, they have decided to go off on their own and take on that meteor themselves. But it's okay.
Because it's so obvious we're gonna win.
It is so obvious that they're gonna win.
They're the embodiment of overconfidence. They're just it's ridiculous. It's really kind of ridiculous. Yeah, but it's so obvious we're gonna win.
Guys, you're the Throttlebots.
Seriously, calm down.
So yeah, they get there. Wideload and Chase even jump out of the ship to take the meteor on themselves.
Great idea. Great idea, guys.
And of course, everybody gets horribly mangled and warped. And apparently they didn't show up for almost the rest of the series until the last episode.
So they're dead.
At which point they tried to fight Predaking.
Oh,
these Throttlebots are not so good at anything.
Survival. Also, I really like that of all people, Rodimus Prime, it's like, what's wrong with them? Why don't they listen? And then, like, complaining about them being too impulsive. It's like, really, Rodimus? Really? From you?
Turbo revving young punks? Anyway, so at this point, we've all figured out that, hey, this thing is apparently magnetic, so we need somebody who isn't a robot made of metal.
No, I think you'll find that it's ultrasonic.
Oh, that's
which is
right.
what they keep referring to it as, even though it's clearly magnetic, they keep calling it ultrasonic.
They don't know what words mean.
English is hard.
Well, speaking of English being hard, I think Wheelie at one point volunteers, and they say, no, you are robot transformer.
Yes, you are a robot Sparkle points out to him that he is a robot transformer, and therefore he would be hurt.
Yeah, because I guess Spike, or Sparkle, got busted up in an earlier episode, so he's in like a sling, and his ribs are all taped up, and we get a little Carly here, who did not get much play in season 3, so that's kind of nice.
Yeah, but mostly she just, like, stands there fretting over Sparkle, because as far as I can tell now, admittedly, I haven't watched the entire series, but as far as I can tell, most of what Sparkle does is gets horribly injured. Because he also gets horribly injured in Life Can Be Sacrificed for Peace on Earth.
So, he's like the Worf of this series?
If
Basically.
Worf was like much smaller
Except
and weaker than everybody else on the ship.
Yes.
Right. Well, if you watch a lot of Star Trek, that's kind of how Worf comes off, because the first time any alien shows up, they're beating the crap out of him, so I guess they're beating... everybody's getting beaten up in this episode.
Right, I mean, it's more impressive if, it beats up Worf than if it beats up, like, Brent Spiner.
The robot is stronger than the Klingon.
Yeah, but he still looks like Brent Spiner.
Well, yeah...
And yeah, RC is also on this show, but she doesn't really get to do anything either.
No, she just sits around and, like, comments on whatever's going on with Rodimus Prime.
And hey, we get a little name drop from Marissa Fairborn, who I don't think shows up on this show at all. Yes, Commander Melissa.
Melissa, they call her, because, I mean, let's be honest, that's the least of their sins.
Yes.
That one's at least very understandable, given, Japanese.
And so that...
Not like Sparkle. Sparkle.
And so obviously the only answer is to send Daniel, even though Carly is right there.
Yeah, you have to understand, the Headmaster series is deeply, profoundly sexist.
Oh, I couldn't tell because everybody's spends the next 10 minutes telling Danny how he's got to be a man.
Which is also something that comes up in Life Can Be Sacrificed for Peace on Earth, in which his dad tells him that men don't cry. Like, literally, he tells him that men can't cry.
Yeah, now there's some serious toxic masculinity going on here.
It's really bad. Also, child endangerment.
And child abuse.
Like send this grown-ass woman into space, not this child.
Yeah, seriously. It's not great.
Do you not have a lady-sized spacesuit? Because you've got a child-sized one for some terrifying reason.
And it's not even his normal suit.
No. Like, it's not the exosuit from the movie. I guess that would be made of metal.
Yeah, they don't mention that, but yeah, one has to assume that maybe this one doesn't have any metal in it, even though they don't mention that. They just mention that it's old-fashioned and it makes him pout.
It's got a helmet and it's a frame and there's a backpack that looks like it has thrusters on it. There should be metal in that suit and it's just so weird. And we're also
It makes him pout until they assure him that he is a big boy and then he smiles about it.
Yeah, but also, Wheelie's really creepy at him.
Oh!
You know how to please me, don't you?
And then Rodimus is like, ha ha ha, and then super serious face. Honestly, that's kind of a hallmark.
So many forms of child endangerment.
That's kind of a hallmark of the Headmaster series, is ha ha ha, and then deadly seriousness.
before they get on Spaceship Bruce and go into space, and right after the creepy wheelie bit, Spaceship Bruce lands and it knocks Wheelie and Daniel on the ground. Child abuse. But before that, there's a really nice looking background that has a moon with giant spikes on it.
That did look cool.
I like that.
I
That was
assume
my
this
favorite part.
must be the part that's not actually Earth. It's Sydney, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
Sydney.
occasionally we get like a really nice background shot in these Sunbow shows that just looks like a prog rock album cover.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's like that.
Yeah. So background artists, you guys get a thumbs up. Nobody else does.
No.
Yes. It's like Transformers the movie, how like the Vince DiCola is obviously giving it his all, but like the writers are not so much.
Well,
The
animation
background
does really
artists
good in
here,
it.
A+ effort, everyone else is a little less excited.
So yeah, so Daniel is, he's about to go on this mission. We're apparently still fighting on, this is apparently Earth, according to the wiki.
With the
Okay.
spiky moon?
Sure.
What?
Maybe,
Yeah,
maybe they had to put spikes on it to keep Unicron from eating it. Cause it just come and chew on it.
Too pointy.
And just float away.
It's cutting up my mouth like nachos. And then the salsa's so spicy,
Oh, yeah.
you cannot destroy my destiny.
And then he explodes from too much spice.
Should have stuck to those, frozen fish sticks.
Yep. Alas.
So yeah, Daniel, he's very nervous about doing this, and he doesn't want to do it. But good news, Fortress is just going to make a bunch of faces until he feels better. This is so
Seriously.
dumb.
It's so stupid, and it's so, like I said, just him being like a 5-year-old.
Like, this is beyond 5-year-old. He might just be a cat.
I think you've got a point. I think he's just a cat.
Like, somehow, Sparkle and Carly just somehow conceived a cat.
Maybe he's adopted.
From cats.
From the shelter.
Or she's one of those cat people, like in the movie Cat People.
Or I was thinking from like the Star Trek animated series.
Also possible.
Yes.
There are like 5 different cat species from Star Trek, although I know you're probably talking about Emrys, who was on the bridge of the animated series.
Yes.
But why are there so many cat species in Star Trek?
Because everybody loves cats.
There's Emrys, whatever she is. There's the Kazinti, who I think actually have 2 different spellings. There's the triple-breasted one from whichever movie that one is.
That's
Why?
Star Trek V, The Final Frontier, the one Shatner directed.
It's Shatner. Yeah.
And then Iman in that 6th one is vaguely feline as well. I mean, I think the answer is just a lot of screenwriters own cats.
Yeah, writers like cats. That's just how it is.
I really need a new alien species for this the Star Trek episode I'm writing. What do you think, Kitty? Oh, that's a good idea. Bunch of cat people.
Aw, make them like you, kitty.
So yeah, Fortress makes a bunch of faces, finally finds one that Daniel likes, but he still thinks, okay, I'm gonna have to go do this thing, even though I'm made of metal and will obviously die. So, Wheelie, you're gonna have to be in charge of Spaceship Bruce, which, obviously, this almost goes without saying, but Wheelie does not even bother rhyming on this.
Yeah,
No, he's really like, it's like his characteristic in the American stuff was he rhymes, in this one his characteristic is he is an asshole.
Yes.
I mean, he just is. He's just a jerk.
He says you can't back out now, you coward. He calls Daniel a coward. What?
Yes.
He's being cruel.
He's just such a jerk.
Like he's
all
a child.
The time.
I thought you were also a child, Wheelie. I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah,
You know
I don't.
what children are. And that while this is going on, a bunch of the Autobots and Decepticons are fighting in space for basically no reason, but there's a ton of just talking back and forth.
I guess
Yeah,
one could assume that they're just, the Decepticons are going to protect Milo and Autobots are, protecting Daniel's mission.
We had no way of knowing this meteor was a pedophile defending Nazi. Back off.
Oh. Milkshake meteorite, no.
Topical.
Oh.
Hey.
Topical, well apparently it's topical all year.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Wah, wah.
So,
and during the space fight, Galvatron says, Needle will show you how it's done. Who's Needle?
I don't think
You know,
Needle Nose was
Arya-
on the show.
No!
Arya Stark's sword? Excuse me. I mean, obviously.
I mean, maybe my best guess is Mind Wipe because that kind of sounds like Needle.
No!
Or unless maybe it's Weird Wolf.
I could, maybe? Who knows? It's very
I don't know.
No one knows.
Anyway, so Daniel gets on this meteor. He's shot at by a gun that shoots gas at him.
In space? I don't know.
Well, I mean, also keep in mind that their plan was to basically drop Daniel from Spaceship Bruce, have it hover over the meteor and drop Daniel onto it, and that is not how gravity works.
No. I mean, it must be all those sonic waves keeping him on there.
I guess so.
So he rides on an elevator down into the core of this thing. He can't turn it off, so he just plants a bomb on it. He just jumps off, which again, if you can walk around on it, I don't think you can just jump off it.
No, that's not how gravity works.
Like Neil Armstrong couldn't just decide to jump off the moon.
No.
Well, it's a smaller bot. It's weird because it should be magnetic gravity waves, but they call it sonics, and it's who knows?
Ultrasonics.
So dumb. So I think you guys watch anime that sort of makes sense. This is so dumb.
But that's the charm.
Yes. It's the
Milo!
charm.
Well, that's the name I've given the meteorite. Also, let's discuss how meteorites are specifically once they've entered planetary atmosphere. Whereas they just use the terms interchangeably here. Come on. That's just science.
Well, it's a good thing that they didn't let this meteor destroy them, because that would be, of course, another win for Milo.
No.
Speaking of topical, Seinfeld jokes.
No.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this dumb meteor explodes. Everybody's happy. We get back to Sydney, where Daniel is.
Sydney.
They just throw him up and down a bunch of times.
Yeah, you would think, maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's what's happened to him.
Oh, jeez, they've got those metal hands.
If they think they're being like, yay, let's throw him up and down and celebrate, and it's actually, caused him a great deal of traumatic brain injury.
Oh, that kid's gonna have more
sad.
concussions than Eric Lindros.
Oh, this is sad stuff. Oh well.
And that is the episode.
Yeah, it ends on a postcard memory, just painted frame, and
that's a big anime thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they like that.
I wouldn't know who invented it, but it was used a lot by an animator called Dazaki in pretty much every anime. Now I'm blanking on stuff he's done. So many things. A couple Lupin movies. What's there's a tennis one, I think. Crap. I'm blanking.
Prince of Tennis?
Yeah, no, old one.
Oh.
All I know about Prince of Tennis is one time I picked up a doujinshi for a friend based on that. Totally for a friend, not for me.
So yeah, this is something else.
Yeah.
And then the ending in this particular version is just like a still from somewhere in the series with the G1 style music and scroll.
Yeah, that music's always very melancholy to me. It's kind of sad.
Aw, I can see that.
And not just sad because an episode of Transformers is over.
Yeah, that's true. That is kind of sad.
I mean, I'm not too sad that
I
this
agree
episode
with
is over
this.
because it's terrible.
Yeah.
What? No, it's great. It's amazing.
Oh, Aim for the Ace, that was it. And Rose of Versailles, Space Adventure Cobra, Bionic 6 and Mighty Orbots,
I didn't really, I thought
Visionaries. Oh, just a consultant. He's done a lot of stuff.
I didn't know he was involved with Bionic 6 or Visionaries. Visionaries coming soon.
Does that completely change your opinion?
Coming soon to a IDW comic near you.
Yeah. Which is neat.
So yeah, this episode is ridiculous. This whole dub series is ridiculous. Apparently they did all 3 Japanese original Generation 1 series.
Yes,
Oh,
I
dear.
don't think they ever did Zone, but they did.
Zone's only one episode, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an OVA.
Yeah, it's an OVA. The best thing about the Master Force one, I would say the Victory one is probably the most boring because the names that they get wrong in that are kind of not that exciting. Like the main kid is named Jan and they call him Mekon for some reason, but that's not like hilarious the way Sparkle is. The best part of the Master Force one is, if you're familiar at all with Master Force, it's basically that year of toys, was released in Japan a bit different. They usually had some color variations. And when they did the show, they were completely different characters. Those characters are characters we only ever really saw in the US and UK comics. It was like Dreadwind and Darkwing, Nightbeat, Power Master Optimus Prime. So this was after, well after the show had ended. But in Japan, when they released a lot of them, they were slightly different to significantly different colors, but because they were doing a show, whereas we were just had Bob Budiansky writing up bios for a comic, they got a very different set of characters. They got the Headmasters Junior, because the Headmasters in Japan, in America, it was actually like a Transformer bonded with an organic person in a suit, usually. In Japan, they were more like mecha. So the head or the engine part or whatever was the person, and the robot was just like mecha almost. So what that resulted in was basically the pinnacle of that being a small blonde girl named Nightbeat. Because his toy happened to get released over there in white and some red, and the anime made that the girl. But yeah, so when they translated it, when they dubbed it, they used all the American toy names, even though they were dramatically different characters. So suddenly you have this like kind of washed up, I believe kind of drunk, vaguely abusive truck driver named Optimus Prime. So because he was Jinrai, he was just this guy who had found this truck that happened to, I think the way they explained it was a body that had been made for Optimus Prime, but never actually, imbued with Optimus Primeness. So that's why it looked like Optimus Prime, but in the dub they just call him Optimus Prime. So that's really the funniest part. I will say also that all 3 of the series were released in the US, on DVD, unfortunately without these English tracks, which is something that I have personally picked on Aaron Archer for making that decision. Because that wasn't how he felt the brand needed to be represented, even though it's hilarious. So you can get new updated, subtitled versions of all of them, and that was a completely new translation, up to and including Victory's breast force being called chest force, which to me was the saddest change. But yes, all three of those series were done as that dub. They are not really widely available, but there are ways to, the fandom has kept them alive because they're amazing. Or if you're actually interested in watching the series, I tend to think the Headmasters is the most boring of them, just watching straight. I didn't even pick up that DVD set. I just bought Master Force and Victory. I have been meaning to go through and rewatch Master Force because in my recollection, and mostly I haven't really watched it much since like the late 90s, but I recall that one being probably, maybe not necessarily the best as a Transformers show, but the best as a show on its own merits. It's got a lot too much maybe human stuff going on. Too many of the Transformers are actually just people in suits. Though it does have the Pretenders, Metal Hawk, and then everyone else, and that is where Overlord comes from. So that would be worth watching. Victory is a little more kiddie, a little sillier. It's definitely, you can sort of see the series as a whole, like, getting more and more anime as the three of the series go on, to the point where when you get to Zone, they actually have the Zone Bunny, which is like a little mascot rabbit thing, which I think has a real name. I don't think it's actually called Zone Bunny, but that's...
And that also has two, like, very Bishonen, teenagers.
Yeah, and Victory tends to have, like, the little... commercial breaks, and then the actual ending credits has the super deformed style characters. You get a lot more like the very cartoony reaction shots. But yeah, Victory's got a lot more of like the cartoony action, like reaction shots. It's got the super deformed character stuff for the end credits and the commercial breaks. So the series definitely get more and more anime as they go on. But yeah, the Headmasters dub will just always be a thing of great pleasure, especially for watching in groups, especially if you've been drinking.
So on that note, I think that about does it for our inter-season episode. So please join us next time. We will be covering the first episode of Season 3, the final season of Transformers Animated, Transwarped Part 1.
Yay! Ooh. And for our next Between thing, I did rescue my DVDs of Machine Robo and the Master Force and Victory subs from my storage locker.
Ooh.
So, at me on Twitter.
So, until then, you can find us all over the internet. We are on Twitter, we're on Tumblr, and we're on Facebook.
And we are hosted by the recently migrated iaconunderground.net, where we have a Patreon set up to help pay for increasing hosting costs and other fun things like that. Equipment, maybe, hopefully in the near future. That is at patreon.com/iaconunderground.
That's right. If you contribute to our Patreon, you can listen to all sorts of bonus episodes. Most recently, we've done some more Kimono Friends, always a fan favorite. And for this spookiest month, October, I believe we'll be doing some of the real Ghostbusters.
Yay!
Yay!
That's definitely in the class of stuff that I used to really love but haven't watched for decades. So I will be very curious to see how that goes.
So if anybody has any recommendations, we haven't recorded it yet, so please hit us up on the social media. Blow up our mentions with ectoplasm.
Except, literally and not as a euphemism. Please.
Yes, please keep that ectoplasm out of our containment unit.
Ew.
God damn it.
Don't think about Dan Aykroyd crossing his eyes.
Think happy thoughts, Skull vodka.
You're welcome. Nothing but trouble.
Ah! No! And my torment.
So until next time, Spaceship Bruce is taken off. I'm Rob.
I'm Jen.
And I'm David.
Get the power pack. Can't hear David.
Oh, hello!
Oh, there you are.
There we go.
Okay.
There's some David.
That was weird.
So we are
apparently I can't try to save pictures while we're talking.
Okay.
Oh.
Alright, so I am saving here. I will upload this by the end of the night. But I must take my leave now. I'm going to catch the end of a hockey game. We're down by 1 goal in the third.